I am so excited for today's video. You have no idea. So if you don't already know, yesterday, if you're watching this video when I post it, yesterday Colourpop has launched brand new foundations. That's right, not just any kind of foundation. Foundation Stix. Oh my god, I am so excited for this. Colourpop already has a foundation that came out. I did a whole review on that foundation. I do wear that one sometimes, but I always mix it with something a little bit more dewy or hydrating because I do feel like that one can sit on top of my skin if I don't prep the right way. So I'm very excited to see how this goes. This is the No Filter Stick. So they both have the exact same name, but I don't think it's like the exact same foundation. It just says, meet our newest baby of the No Filter fam. This weightless formula delivers buildable coverage and blends effortlessly for a natural skin-like finish. So we shall see. They come in 30 shades right here, and this foundation retails for $10, guys. 10 bucks. Their original No Filter foundation is $12. This foundation is $2 cheaper, but let me see how much product is in this. The stick comes with 0.34 ounces, 9.5 grams, and the regular liquid has 0.85 fluid ounces. So this does have more product in it, but it's also $2 more expensive. So there's that. I am gonna be giving you guys a wear test. Usually I don't like doing first impressions. When I reviewed their original regular foundation, it wasn't a first impression. I had tried it out a few times before giving you guys my thoughts, which is my favorite way to review a product. So I know this is annoying. It's annoying that it's a first impression, but I just had to try this out for the first time with you guys. I don't know, I just haven't filmed in a while, so I really wanted, I really wanted to just test it with my friends. By the way, I'm priming my skin with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer. Make sure I'm nice and hydrated. Okay, I think I'm gonna go in with the shade Light 50W. I'm just gonna, I don't know how much I need, how much I don't know. So I'm just gonna paint some on my face. And I'm gonna go in with a brush on this side. You know, I always do half of my face with a sponge and then half of my face with a brush, just to test out and see which way is the best way to apply it. And honestly, when it comes to foundation sticks, I just personally think brushes are better. They just seem to blend out the product so much nicer than a damp sponge. Let's add another layer. This does feel a little bit stiffer than like the Makeup Forever foundation stick. Okay, so this is the foundation on one side of my face. Let me show you. I did do 2 layers and I feel like now I have about medium coverage. So I definitely would say this foundation is buildable. It feels a little bit tacky when I touch my face, but nothing that's like very slippy. Like it doesn't feel like it's just gonna slide off my face like some very dewy foundations feel. But the finish overall is actually pretty natural. I wouldn't say it's a very matte finish, but it's not dewy by any means. I would say it has like a natural matte. I think it blends it out really nicely with this brush. Now let's see how it blends out with a sponge. Something about rubbing a foundation stick on top of my pimple just really gives me the heebie-jeebies. But whatever. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm just gonna start bouncing that into the skin. And if it looks like I'm going really hard, it's because I am. It's just foundation sticks are harder to blend with a sponge because usually you're not swiping with your sponge, you're just like patting it in. So it's a little bit harder with foundation sticks. Let me try another little layer. I just feel like the beauty blender doesn't spread it. Like it's working fine. But I prefer the brush. I'm gonna add a little bit more on top of my blemish and around my nose. Okay, so this is the foundation on my skin right now. As you can see, my blemish is still really peeking through and I kind of tried to cover it 3 times. So I would say this foundation is definitely light coverage, but you can build it up because I feel like right now I have a nice medium coverage. And I do feel like if I kept going, I could possibly get a full coverage. And I feel like I wouldn't look cakey because, I mean, I went over my cheeks a few times here and I don't look cakey. My skin just looks like skin right now. It doesn't look too heavy at all, and it doesn't really feel like I'm wearing anything. It is very lightweight. It's just a little bit tacky. I feel like maybe if you have oily skin, I don't know if you would love that. You might want to set it. And I feel like if you have dry skin, you might not want to set it because you're going to want to keep kind of like a little bit of that moisture to this. I could totally see myself just throwing this on a no makeup day just to really even out my skin tone, maybe a little bit of mascara, a little bit of concealer, and then that's it. And my brows, of course. Of course. I don't know, like right now, initially, as I'm looking at my skin, I like it more than the foundation already. I like the stick a little bit more just because the regular foundation, I really have to prep my skin. I have to work a little bit, and I kind of feel like this just sits on my skin nicer than the foundation does, the regular foundation. This is also foundation. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's not like a super flawless finish, but it's very natural, and I think for $10, this looks pretty freaking good. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with the results so far. I'm curious to see how it wears throughout the day. So really quickly, off camera, I'm gonna do the rest of my face makeup and I will be right back. Oh my gosh. Okay. It's been 2 hours since I've done my makeup. Like 2 hours ago, I finished my makeup. It is almost 5 p.m. It's 4:56, it's 5 p.m. And I finished my makeup at 3 p.m. It was like almost 3 p.m. But as I was finishing up my makeup, Danny brought me Cuban coffee, which is still full. I haven't even drank it. It's super cold already. Yeah, it's super cold already. He brought it to my beauty room, and then I went outside with him, and we were just sitting outside and talking for literally 2 hours. And then I was like, I told them I was gonna give them an update as soon as I was done with my makeup. Like I had already in my mind given you guys an update, and I was just waiting till the end of the night to give you the final update. So then I ran to my beauty room, and here we are. Honestly, my smile lines by now would be a lot worse. Like there's only a little bit of a dent right here, and it's not too bad. I think my skin looks pretty good, and I was noticing as I was applying my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight, everything was going on so smooth. By the way, I discovered that this shirt had holes in it during these 2 hours that I was outside. And yeah, I'm sorry, I am so random. You guys have no idea how many things I have to edit out of my videos because I just randomly think of something and I tell you guys, and while I'm editing, I'm like, delete, nobody cares. Everything was going on so smooth. My bronzer, like as I was applying it, I was like, man, my bronzer is going on really nicely. And even though I have like a lot of breakout situations on this side of my face, I still felt like, especially on this side, everything was going on so smoothly, and I really like how my face products applied on top of this foundation. I'm gonna zoom you in a second, but I did use the brand new Jouer concealer underneath my eyes and a little bit on my nose and in between my brows. So I only applied a concealer a little bit here and just a little bit here in this area. I wanted to stay away from my mouth and like on my forehead, just so that I can really see how the foundation wears. Which, by the way, that new Jouer concealer is amazing. But so far so good. I would say I'm pretty impressed with this foundation so far. At this point in time, I like it more than I like their original no filter foundation. I think the price is so right. It's $10, guys. That's amazing. There are foundations at the drugstore that aren't as cheap as that. I mean, obviously you have to buy it online. It's not as easy as just like walking into a Walgreens, so you have to take that into consideration as well. But I do really like the price on this guy. I wouldn't necessarily pick this up if I'm gonna go do a full glam. If I want something really full coverage and really flawless, I would probably go for something else. But anyway, I will check back with you guys at the end of the night, probably around 10 p.m. I want to keep this foundation on for at least 7 hours. 7 or 8 hours, because that's like a typical work day for someone. So I'll probably check back in like at 11 p.m. right before I wash my face and before I go to bed, and I will let you guys know how I feel. Oh, I forgot to do a flash test. I can't tell. Oh my gosh, I have to do my mustache. Wow. I definitely think that there is flashback to this guy. I'm not gonna lie, my face looks a little bit ghostly in this photo. I feel like my face looks wider than my neck. I don't know, let me try another photo. I don't know, I can't tell. I don't know. I feel like I really do see a white cast, but like my neck is kind of the same in this photo. I think I see a white cast, right? I definitely don't see myself wearing this as a nighttime foundation anyway. To me, it's definitely more of like a daily foundation, so I don't really care if it does give me a white flashback because I probably won't be taking flash photography with this foundation on ever. But anyway, I think that's it, guys. I will see you at the end of the night. Hey guys, so, oh, where's my phone? Oh. It is currently 11:13 p.m. I've had this foundation on for about 8 hours now. And this is what it's looking like. So what do you guys think? I think that this foundation does have its pros and cons. Looking at my skin now up close, I do realize that it's pretty much gone around my mouth. And I found that to be the case with their other no filter foundation as well. By the end of the night, I noticed that there wasn't much around my mouth. Pretty much the foundation has faded there, but it is on the rest of my face. And the rest of my face looks pretty good. As you can see, it did get a little bit dewy in like my T-zone area, but I have very dry skin and I personally like that. For me, I prefer a foundation to get kind of like dewier and healthier looking throughout the day as opposed to like matter and drier. With that being said, I don't know how this would wear on you if you have oily skin. It might get too oily for you throughout the day. But of course, it probably also depends on the primer you're using. I used a very hydrating, moisturizing primer underneath. And my bronzer, my blush, and my highlight are still on. And it still looks pretty good after 8 hours. This foundation is 10 bucks, so I think that for the money, I think my skin looks really good. I don't know, what do you guys think? Definitely let me know how you feel in the comments below. But I think I like this foundation more than their other no filter foundation. I think the coverage is sheerer. I think their other foundation has more coverage. I feel like it sinks into the skin a little bit better than their other foundation. Also, I just love a good stick foundation. I'm not gonna lie, like my Hourglass one is amazing. My Makeup Forever one I love. I just love that stick foundations are really, really easy to apply and just easy to travel with. And there are a few from the drugstore I really like. I like the e.l.f. foundation stick. The Flower Beauty one is nice too if you want a super dewy one, but I'm actually really liking this one as well. I can't wait to play around with it, try it out with different primers, try it out with a setting spray. I always set my makeup with my Morphe setting spray or any other setting spray because of my dry skin, so I can't wait to see how this looks like with a good setting spray. I just can't wait to play around with this foundation a little bit more. For $10, I think this is a really nice daily foundation. But yeah, that completes this video, guys. I love you so, so, so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Their original no filter foundation. I finished my makeup at 3.